Seeing there's no one here, and we'll pass on that for now. And we'll start with the approval of the minutes.
Okay, 2 sets of minutes
Yes.
for you.
I really didn't have anything.
I found a couple of typos,
Okay.
that's all.
Let's go over the typos.
Which set?
In the second side, I didn't have any in that.
Nothing in this special meeting.
All right, let's make a motion to approve the October 8th, 2015 special meeting. I'll make that motion.
Second,
All in favor?
I,
Approved. Number 15.
line 50, we spelled Brooke's name wrong, we called it Broke.
Broke, line 15. Oh, 50.
50, 50, and then.
Oh.
Oh, broke.
And then on line 195.
190.
They're talking about the horses very early in the good. Mark also, let's see, put a stable in and utilize the horse on trials. I think
Trials, I
it's
think that's supposed to be trails. Yeah.
No, we're not gonna try the horses out.
Well, could we?
No.
And that horses, that should be plural, right? We
Right.
utilize the horses on trails.
I assume there would be more than one horse if we're successful.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right, I'd like to move to accept the minutes as amended.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are done. Reggie, are you here for privilege of the floor?
No, I'm just here.
Cable out? It's a joke.
Oh, okay, sorry.
He asked if your cable was out.
Great. Then we'll go on to financial update.
Okay, as I noted in the memo, we're doing well. We are 86.5% through the year. Budget is at 80.3% spent year to date. Collections are doing well. The rec only has $977 left to make budget. As I look down through all of the other revenues, the only one that is probably going to come in under budget is going to be wastewater. And that has been about where we are historically. We've been 5,000 or 6,000 under, but the water department should be at least as much over. So between the two, it should be level.
And why is that, Mark?
Well, we haven't changed the rates for so many years,
Okay.
and we have increased revenues. It just hasn't been keeping pace. I've been trying to find the medium between the two, because we base everything off of the same number of units. So we haven't historically adjusted rates by differing percentages. We've just done a blanket 3%, 5%, whatever. So that's what's led to the inequity. We should, as part of the budget, I think, remember that sheet, the long sheet that I had all the years and the expenses versus revenues for the water and sewer. We should look at that in detail this year and talk about a rate increase if it's necessary, because we are paying off the rural development loan and
Right.
that sort of thing. So whether we have users pay for that or whether we have the taxpayers pay for it just as part of the
Do you know offhand,
tax rate.
when that first hits us, what the annual fee is going to be on that to pay?
I think the
Principal
payments
and
around, principal and interest is around 70,000 a year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's look into that.
Yeah.
As a way to keep ourselves
Yeah, just,
with retiring.
well, we see the tax rate going up, right?
I understand.
And we haven't adjusted the water and sewer rates, so we
When was the last time we adjusted them?
about 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago, and I think it was a 5% increase, if I remember correctly. So we should look at that, I think.
Right.
Solid waste fees will definitely make that 25,000. The payments in lieu The motor vehicle registrations will be on or above budget.
Are there a lot,
The,
is there a lot coming up at the end of the year?
yeah,
The
the
mountain?
ski area
Okay.
registers their buses this month.
And how much is that from the ski
Uh,
area approximately a year? Do we know?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
Sharon will be able
Yeah.
to tell us
Right.
almost exactly. The 44,445, we're just waiting for the check from the state. We've applied for the reimbursement, that's
For the generator.
the generator. The post office money will all come in.
Or we're
And-
actually ahead on post office.
Well, we are, but they send us $2,500 per month,
Okay.
like clockwork, so we will collect the other 5,000. The 13,000 at the bottom there.
Wait a
in the
minute, wait a minute.
miscellaneous- yeah.
We're budgeted, I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong line. It's my fault.
Okay, the very last line, the miscellaneous revenues.
Right.
That includes our, payment in lieu of taxes from the arena. We've sent them the bill, that's gonna be the majority of that 13,000.
All right.
So we will easily make that line. So all of it should come in, we should make revenues. On the expense side, everything is,
Can I ask you one
everything's
more question
tracking.
here?
Sure,
On permits, fees, and interest,
yes.
we had a bunch of deferred interest paid to us this year.
Mhm.
How are we looking as far as permits and fees if we knocked out that interest? If we knocked out that.
It's a very small number. We're looking, I mean, collection-wise, we're looking fine, but it
Right.
doesn't, it's not
Meaning, what did, out of those two lines, if we could just separate permits and fees from interest?
we have about 4,500, we have about, permits, we budgeted 11,925.
Yeah.
We've currently collected 15,881.
Okay, and,
And then the licenses are only budgeted at, I wanna say, $450.
so we're
it's
ahead,
nothing.
is that building permits?
The building permits are the first number I gave you.
Right, and that's ahead of our.
That's ahead of,
Okay.
because we've had some buildings, but I don't anticipate a whole lot of building.
No, I'm just wondering for
next
budget
year.
points going
From-
forward.
Going forward, we budgeted 20,500 for penalties and interest. I say that will probably be about half of that next year,
Right, because we caught up.
because we've caught up. The 11,925 for building permits,
Right.
probably about half of that, because,
And so we're paying attention to that going
oh, yeah,
forward.
absolutely. We'll
Okay, good.
adjust those for 16. Any other questions, anything on the expense side that you have a question on? Where all of the departments are tracking where I expected them to be. I have asked department heads to get me their end of the year list. We're gonna start tracking expenses very closely so that I can tell you, hopefully within the first meeting of December, where we expect to be for, fund balance, anything in fund balance wise.
Margaret, any questions on finance? I'm all set.
I'm all set.
All right, good.
Collections are going very well
Great.
with, taxes.
All right. And Mark, we're gonna move ahead to department heads, but before we do that, Sharon, off the top of your head, how much does the amount you give us for motor vehicle fees a year? Ballpark.
Just the town portion,
Yeah,
Yeah.
the town portion.
about $4,000, 3,000, 3,400.
So we're down
We're down 12 right
12,
now.
and we're gonna get,
We'll
Okay.
get it. That, we're doing
We're
some
down
now. We're
12?
down 12 to the end of the year. And that's tracks, I'm always nervous at this time of the year, and we always,
Did they get the October ones in? 'Cause
No,
October,
they haven't gotten in yet.
oh, October was up. I
okay,
mean, I think overall, through this point of the year compared to last year, I think we're up like 6 or 7% over last year.
Right.
okay, great, well, thank you. All right, who'd like to go first?
I can, I only.
Maybe we'll go Chris, because you've got just a little
Yes, go ahead and start, I gotta get those.
All right, we had, the only thing really I need to report is Jeff got a pretty prestigious award at the North Country Public Safety Foundation on Friday night at the Mount Washington Hotel. It was a great show. The governor was there, Senator Ayotte was there, along with about 500 or 600 other people from the North Country. So there was 3 honorees, and he was one of them. So that was a great thing, great show, great overall. So
Great.
Proud of Jeff.
Well earned.
Yes.
And Dave and I and Jim have put together a very, very rough draft of the one-way.
Okay.
4 different options, and Mark's getting those right now. It's just something for the
Sure.
board to
Motor
digest.
Motor vehicle
Um,
upstairs.
I think we decided just take it and come up with comments, questions,
Right.
pros, cons, add to it.
And this is gonna be presented tomorrow at the,
We were gonna talk to you about that.
We wanted to ask you what you thought about doing that. I told him that I don't have any problem with it.
I think it should be presented tomorrow.
Okay. And like I said, we don't have an official presentation, we just want people to look at it.
No, this is what we need from your point of view,
Okay.
and especially, I think it's a great job that you got the pros and cons here.
Mhm. And those can be added to from feedback,
Right.
things we may have overlooked.
So the reason we wanna put it on the website, that we're gonna hold the public hearing next meeting, we wanted you to just see if you wanted to do anything before then, or if you just wanna take input. How much do you want us to put this information out? Do you want it to be,
I think we should be
General.
transparent, I think.
Yeah,
any
no, I
information
don't have any
we-
problem with
We
that.
gather should be given to everybody in town so they can be part of the process of making decisions. Because
Okay.
maybe they can add things to us that maybe you guys missed, or maybe
Right.
we've missed.
and I'm okay
Yeah.
putting it on the
Yeah.
website and just letting people make up some copies and put them out around town so
Yeah.
people can look at them.
And maybe, Brian, if you could put it out on, some other town communications.
Okay.
I
The
don't know.
rec department has a pretty extensive
Yeah.
email list,
Yep.
so maybe we could do a blast to them with it attached.
Okay.
And Dave's the one that holds that all electronically, so.
So if you wanna get with them,
Okay.
if you wanna do anything, change for comment or please comment or
Instead
whatever.
of draft,
Yeah, instead of draft.
Okay.
Just so you,
can certainly do that. We'll have copies made for the meeting tomorrow.
okay.
Thanks for your
All
effort.
right.
Anything else from public safety?
I have nothing unless we.
Any new hires or new?
No, we're gonna include the pedestrian and speed limit conversation as part of this. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right. I just wanna make sure we wrap it all up.
Yeah.
All right,
And
sorry.
I think I'd like to meet with you at some point and just talk about this,
Mhm.
just so I can describe it to people.
Yeah.
Because you understand, because I'm looking at this and I'm just getting it a little bit, but I just need.
Right.
I need more of a
Yeah,
tutorial.
so maybe tomorrow before or after the meeting?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be here?
Let's do it before the meeting,
Okay,
if that's okay with you.
Yep. Yep.
Say around 8:30,
I'll be here at 8:30.
thanks.
All right.
Most of Jim's stuff is later in the agenda. if
Yeah,
you-
we'll come back to Joe.
if you want. Brooke, it is Nelson's first week at work. He's doing fine. Brooke is in Mexico, so Nelson's in charge. We're doing tech at the rec.
On Tuesdays, right?
On
Yep.
Tuesdays.
I gotta remember.
And Brian also has another program that he's working with Brooke on. I just wanted to let him kind of fill you in on that and tell you what he's working.
Yeah, we were trying to start like an after-school program for the kids where I took a class at PSU. It's an Arduino class. It's all about building circuits and like making lights turn on and off and like fun things like kids can get into that because they use so much technology today that they don't know how it works. So it's interesting to see like making lights turn on, motors run. things like that. So we sent out an email to the parents seeing if they wanted to buy an Arduino for their kids to like come in, and every once a week or twice a week I would work with them and we'd build on like a project or something. That'd be cool for the kids to do. And Brooke said she needed an after school program, so
Sounds great.
yeah, it'd be fun.
Can adults come?
Yeah, you can come. $99 for a kid.
Bring the kit, no problem.
Yep, it's interesting.
I think that's great. And pickleball is going well? No
Pickleball is going well, no
Negative.
howling or anything like that. Everything seems to be working fine. The Ray Center has completed their move, I guess, over to the cottage. And Monique is getting the internet and telephone stuff set up. And things are going along well.
All right. So we'll come back to Jim. Next regular board meeting is the 18th.
Yes.
I don't have a problem with you, Margaret?
I might have to participate by phone because I have my annual co-op meeting in New York City that evening. Okay.
So let's revisit this when Bill gets
Okay,
here.
Yep.
All right. The ZBA is tonight.
that's correct.
What is on their agenda? I've heard something about horses.
Well, there is nothing on there's no application before them tonight. This is their quarterly regular meeting. We're going to review the process to use for special exception applications. I've been approached by the mountain with some questions about how to apply for a special exception for horses.
And I'm sure they want to do the horses on the BBTS property?
No, they are working with Bill Cantlin for a piece of land beside the skateboard park
Okay.
in that parcel. So, hopefully we'll get more information. As soon as we have an application, I'll email you guys and let you know. The process is they gotta go to the ZBA, get the special exception approved, and then go to the planning board for site plan approval.
Do they have to be turned down first? to
No,
go to the ZBA?
no, because
Okay.
our ordinance
Okay.
allows use by special exception, so they just go and get the special exception first.
Anything else before them tonight?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okey-doke. And the planning board is Thursday the 12th?
Thursday the 12th.
Anything exciting
And
on that?
there will be well, I've been told that there'll be a conceptual consultation by the ski area about the horses, where they will ask the planning board what the planning board's gonna require for the site plan approval application.
Okay.
So that's, what else,
You're kind
Is
of getting a
on
little
there.
close, right?
I think they got some
Well-
some garages might be coming up on that.
we have the application for garages, right over here, where currently, Will has his storage area, that's gonna be storage units and garages. So that plan will be, reviewed to see if the application is complete. If it is, there'll be a public hearing and they'll start deliberations on that. Okay. Anything else on the agenda that you're aware of?
Not that I'm aware of, so. planning board.
Okay. And our meeting on the 28th, that's gonna be the one where we're gonna try to reach out to people who are not full-time residents who want to, get them on a Saturday, is that correct?
We were gonna have a public meeting, I
Right.
think we said.
Right, but we've
Can
tried
we-
every couple of years or so.
Yeah.
All right, great, let's try to get as much publicity and ear buzz about that.
Okay, and what information from department heads or myself, what are you gonna want? Are you gonna want any type of presentation, or what do you
Well,
wanna review?
I think if we're gonna talk about this, the speed limit and
Okay.
the possibility of a one-way thing, I think that needs to be addressed.
11/28. All right,
What other hot topics do we have that we should?
do you wanna talk about recycling?
I don't think we have enough to know about recycling yet. I don't think we have enough options to lay out something.
Well, I don't
I think we-
mean to lay out options. Do you wanna take feedback and thoughts on it? and present them with just the numbers that we have
I
right
think
now?
we can form the numbers into a really simple to understand, palatable, document.
Yeah.
I think it'd be fine. We understand the document
Yeah.
because we've been looking at it for 3 years.
Right,
Right,
But
Right.
to an untrained eye, what the document would say would not be processable and discussable in a 20-minute period. But I think if we had a document that would back up what we want, what we're going to say, and I think maybe at our next meeting, we'll talk about what we want to say about recycling.
I mean, I don't know that there's much to say other than the fact that we have some percentages and, you know, that percent of our trash being recycled varies from this to this. And on a year-to-date basis, we've lost this
Right.
much money.
Right.
well, that's all I was
Yeah.
going
That's
to,
pretty,
and
pretty
then
much
take
it.
some
Yeah.
input from them,
Right.
because we will, I mean, we have the cardboard dumpsters out there now.
Right.
Um,
Is there
where,
signage with them?
well, they're stenciled on the side of it, cardboard only.
Could we get a big plaque kind of thing next to the cardboard dumpsters? It stands up on its own that says, please fold and fold and place your cardboard in these dumpsters only. Something that's really big and eye-catching, as opposed to one that says cardboard, and people go, oh, I can throw my cardboard in here.
Were
Or
those,
it
were
won't
those,
fit in here unless I
Well, no,
break it up, so I'm gonna throw it in the other one.
were those out there this morning?
No, he's been moving them around too.
Oh, okay, because I went this
No.
morning and
Right.
I didn't see
Yeah, I didn't
it.
see it either.
I got some feedback from Mike about this,
Mike who? Or White?
Mike White.
Okay.
Mike says these dumpsters down here are fine. The cardboard is broken down here. The mix of recyclables is very good. He said this, if we're probably recycling 25 to 30% of our waste stream just here at the central, because everybody who's coming wants to recycle and does it
Right.
correctly. This is not where we're having, especially the
Well-
cardboard problem.
Excuse me, I have to disagree with that, because every time I recycle cardboard, I find huge boxes in there with the styrofoam packing to it.
Well, I'm telling you what the guy
Yeah,
emptying
yeah.
the trash truck is telling me.
All right,
I mean, he says this down here, he doesn't have a problem with it.
okay, well,
The cardboard place where we're having, where the cardboard is not broken down and is at Town Square,
Where the businesses
where the
are.
businesses are.
okay, then that's
And
easy to. Okay.
he said that the cardboard, I mean, we'll leave the dumpsters here and
Yeah.
try them out.
Yeah.
Right.
But he said those, especially those two dumpsters, to make them break it down and put it into the dumpster, he said it would be far more effective from a cardboard standpoint if it was at Town Square.
Well, why don't we send the thing to Tim Smith
Yeah.
and April, telling them of the problem, because I think they'll be behind it.
Oh,
You know, there are
no,
only a
Tim,
few people that have cardboard in Town Square.
Tim has already met with Mike and he is trying to get Town Square to be better about it. He is aware of what is going on.
And Sportoma, Sportoma, the bike shop, when they get bikes in, we got Sportoma.
Right,
Wendy, I'm sure if you mentioned it to her, would be more than happy to comply.
absolutely. There,
Who else gets cardboard?
it's one
Jugtown.
business.
Oh.
It's Jugtown. That is the
All right.
cardboard generator.
Then let's,
They are the one.
Make it very convenient for Jugtown to flatten their cardboard and throw it away.
Well, that's what Mike
or
Mike
make it
recommends.
inconvenient for them to not do it.
Well, what we're planning to do is take out, they currently have two large blue
Right.
dumpsters.
Mhm.
We're gonna remove one of those, and we're gonna put the
One of the
flat
cardboard.
one
Uh-huh.
there. It's stenciled cardboard only. We're gonna have,
Please flatten.
yes,
Does
yes,
say
it
please
says
flatten?
flat cardboard only or something like that on it.
But does it
It's
say
stenciled.
please flatten, please break down?
Well, they won't be able to get it in, cause it's locked
Where
down.
there's a will, there's a way.
Well, they'll
Is
have
it locked
to,
down?
yes, it's gonna be locked down.
Okay.
So it's just a.
I mean, it's locked down.
It's just a slit, so
Yeah.
they have to break it down to put it in.
Okay,
And-
all right, as long as.
So- And we're gonna take Tim Smith up there when we put the dumpster in, and we're gonna show him so that he can make sure that the custodial, I go, so that he can make sure the custodial staff of Town Square is letting people, lets people know what to do. He said the pizza company, the lower businesses on the lower level, are doing fine with breaking it down. He said he doesn't have any problem in those dumpsters. The area that he's having a problem is in that upper enclosure. Because what happens is they don't break it down, they fill up one of the dumpsters, and then once the recycling dumpsters are full with full cardboard boxes, then it starts going in the trash. Because, so I just would like to try it the way Mike's recommending, let's see what happens and
Okay.
see what, and the new dumpsters are here. Bill is working on, a couple of them came, they were not the correct color, so Bill Cheney is changing that now. They're gonna be blue instead of green. And Mike will have a rotation, so we will have empty dumpsters on Fridays down here, recycling wise. We won't have the week-long buildup. And he said that he probably can stretch, if you look at the report that I just emailed you, we're doing 1 trip per week of recycling. He said that during the slow periods, he can probably stretch that to once every 2 weeks, once every 10 days. So we'll have 2 trips every 3 weeks. So we can start to cut that number down. And it will give us a reserve during the busy time where he can rotate them in and out. So we will have, he's confident that we'll have a good storage amount for recyclables and
Right.
won't have to make as many trips.
Right, until we get into the freezing and the wet.
Yes, right, and then he's gonna have to.
But we'll take what we can
But
get.
that's right,
Any
and
bit's an improvement.
And it's gonna be an improvement day to day, even in the winter, because he's gonna be able to move empty dumpsters in, like on the Christmas holiday weekend or whatever. He can rotate in fresh dumpsters.
Great.
So,
Hey, Bill.
I don't,
Howdy,
To bring
sorry
up-
I'm late.
Not a problem.
do you wanna go back to the date?
Yeah, November 18th, our next meeting. Any problem is Margaret is going to be calling in.
November 18th. Oh, you wanna move it up a week? No.
No, are you here or not?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, you're here.
So I'll
I
call
didn't
it.
mean it I didn't mean it that way. Are you here? That's my question.
Yes, I am here.
Okay,
So
so-
what, you wanna move the meeting?
No, no, we can do it with Margaret calling
We
in.
had
I will
moved,
call in.
we had moved the meeting, when we moved the meeting to today,
Right,
we had moved it from the 25th up to the 18th, right? There were 14, so we had 2 weeks in between. And we were getting away from the Thanksgiving.
so there's no meeting next week?
There's no meeting next week,
Okay,
and there's a meeting the 18th, you're gonna call in.
Okay,
that's fine.
and what we've discussed, we just got this map. This is Chris's,
Yeah,
the recommendation for the one-way, just this initial thoughts.
right,
We haven't really discussed it. It's going to go tomorrow morning to the core group to look at.
okay,
But it's going to be one of the items that we'll be discussing at the meeting we're gonna have on the 28th, which is, on the weekend, and maybe get some more feedback from people who are on
so
that
this is a
residents.
proposal to make the major road.
Well, no, there are four
There are
different options.
proposals.
There are four
okay.
different options.
All right.
And all Chris wanted to do, we're not really proposing one over the other. These are 4 different ways that they have come up with doing it. And we'd like to take public comment and give you time to provide feedback. So we're not looking to discuss it today, per se. It was just, and then they put down, between the department heads, Jim and Dave and Chris did this, and they put down pros and cons of each of the options. And that's just to start also, we can take additional pros
This,
and cons.
this might sound a little silly. Village Road is a town-owned road,
Village Road, yes,
runs. We own that land,
yes, we own the road.
we own the road, and
I
including
don't
some.
think there are any shoulders, I think maybe the sidewalk, out to the end of the sidewalk. There's like a 20 22, 40, there's probably a 50-foot right-of-way that goes through there, but most of it is pavement and or sidewalk. But it's, we have the actual right-of-way, we own, the town owns it.
And narrowing the road down so
Yes.
that it's only one lane, which then gives room for cars.
Yeah.
In no way affects the zoning relative to where you would measure property lines from.
That's
As long as
correct.
we own that road. It's
the
the width
right
of the
of way.
right of way
That's right.
that determines, not the width of the
That's
road or
correct.
anything like that. I heard this ridiculous conspiracy theory
Oh.
that somebody wanted to push going to one-way roads because they could then claim they could, narrow down their, their setbacks off the road. And I said, I don't think so.
No.
But I'll check,
Yeah.
No, the
Yeah.
right-of-way establishes that.
the right, and, right, okay. All right,
Okay,
so there's gonna be a meeting this is
No.
a review of the town core working committee.
we're gonna have the working committee look at this tomorrow, but we're gonna have that meeting on
Okay.
the 28th, just for property owners who aren't residents who are here on Thanksgiving weekend to talk about town.
Why,
Saturday.
somehow I missed that. We have a meeting on the 28th, what
We're gonna
time?
do
So we're
Saturday,
gonna have a
28th.
public hearing,
Hearing on-
well, public comment time, so that
Right.
they can come in and ask
We're gonna
questions on the Saturday of Thanksgiving
And what's the
weekend.
time?
I don't think
We hadn't set one
we
yet.
had set
Oh,
one.
oh,
We
we haven't
usually
set it
do it
yet.
at 3 or 4 o'clock, as it gets dark and the
Right.
ski area,
Okay.
if it's open, closes.
And we'll think of other stuff to put on the agenda as we get closer to that.
Okay,
But it's just a way to make people feel
sure,
more inclusive.
absolutely.
And we wanna talk about especially the speed limit.
Yeah.
Well, and the 18th, we also were gonna, for residents, we're gonna
Right.
have a comment period on the
Right.
speed limits and the pedestrian,
Yeah.
the bike markings and all of that. We can still do that on the 18th,
Yep.
right? Okay, because we're gonna put that on the website.
Okay. The ZBA is meeting tonight, it's their quarterly meeting.
Mhm.
And nothing much except,
Nothing is on it.
except a horse thing.
Is that
Which is
come
coming
back up again?
It's going to come back up, so they're
It's
getting
going
prepared.
to, they're getting ready. They're just going over the process that they're gonna follow. They're reviewing the statutory process that they have to follow for the special exception. So they do not have an application or anything before them yet, but tonight they're just gonna review so
They
they
need
know
to take a
what
look at the good management practices
Yes.
for farm animals.
Well-
There actually is a state document
Yes,
that describes the conditions under what's considered to be good management practices for
Right.
animals.
yes, and that, when and if they grant the special exception,
Right,
then it goes to the planning board for site plan review, and all of that can come up again. So that,
oh, really?
yes.
So that's
it is not approved, the site plan application is not approved
Oh, I thought
by
you
the
I would have
ZBA.
thought you had done them in the
No.
reverse order, site plan then followed by, okay,
No.
very good.
This is just to establish.
But there's no
special exception.
application yet.
There is none yet,
Okay.
but it's coming, and the planning board will have a conceptual consultation for the horses,
Okay,
for the site plan review.
And this is not about the stables, this is about doing
This is
sleigh
about
ride.
sleigh ride horses,
right,
Yeah.
yeah, but where are they, the whole question is where are they proposing the housing?
right by the skateboard park, is what I've been told.
I was
That's
also,
5
On the
acres,
5th, well, there's 18 acres on that parcel. because
okay,
It's the whole parcel,
all right.
so there's 18 acres, so
I
they
thought
have
we had a
about
few parking lots with horse. Just-
horse,
360
car,
of the
horse,
horses lots.
yeah,
All right,
yeah.
All right, great.
gotcha.
Okay, so we can move on to new business. The administrative abatement for the Green Peak condominiums.
Yep, I provided you with a copy of it. The land value for the condominium properties at Green Peak were already included, as they are in every condo development, within each unit value. The assessor did not catch the land parcel value that was sitting there before the building was built. So it got taxed for the $2,880. So this is an administrative abatement, because we noticed it when the bills printed out. And I'm just requesting that you grant this abatement because the value has already been taxed. So in
Okay.
effect, we're double
You
taxing.
were double taxing the land.
Correct.
Okay.
So here's the,
Okay,
you could just,
so do we need a motion?
Well,
on
I
that?
Yes,
make a
please.
motion to grant an abatement on the administrative abatement of the village.
Green Peak
Green Peak
condominium.
property, condominium property, because it was being taxed twice.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Passed. All right, can we move on to the next one, the sign permits.
Oh yeah, we have 2 sign permits for you. The New England Environmental Educational Alliance is the
Yeah.
first one. There is a full color, I don't know what the scale is. She's saying that the signs, she's asking for 4 signs, 2 along Valley Road and 2 on Packard's Road, to direct conference attendees, to the conference center. There'll be 11 by 17, which are not very big signs, but, that's what she wants.
All right.
So, and this is Audrey Eisenhower
Are these,
and friends.
these are temporary?
They are temporary, they'll go up on Saturday and come down on Tuesday afternoon. They'll go up on Saturday afternoon late.
And how many signs is she
Four
requesting?
total, 2 on Valley Road and 2 on Packard's Road.
I can't remember, if we read the changes to the
Yeah.
zoning ordinance that we made in terms of numbers of signs, directional signs, didn't we say?
Wasn't that only specific to real estate?
That was, can I get the zoning
Yeah,
ordinance?
yeah, we ought to get what we wrote.
Fine.
I don't know. I thought it was directional relative to anything.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. I think it's a multi-day conference, so I think that's why she's asking for it.
All right, while we're waiting on that, do you want to start looking at the next sign permit, which is the ski resort? Doesn't tell us how many signs they want them at all bus stops.
Oh, these are the bus stop signs.
Right.
Yeah,
These are replacing the ones they had up from last year.
right.
And these are 18 by 6.
I don't have, I mean, those, I'm pretty sure we did handle those as an exception, and I have no problem with those, that type of sign.
They're replacing the ones that were up? Well, I mean,
Yes, they have, this was for the time, one of them is for the times, the route times, so, and then they've added, I believe, a couple stops as well.
They do
So-
this each winter.
Yep.
They took the temporary signs down in the last spring, and they're requesting to put them up again.
okay,
Anyone have a problem with that?
No.
no,
No? All right, then I will make the motion to approve the Waterville Valley Ski Resorts application to put up winter route time signs.
I'll second that.
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. That one's done.
Off-premise directional signs are allowed for businesses and events. Must be located on town arterial road at the intersections.
But it doesn't limit number,
No,
okay?
So off-premise event signs,
Are these
Are-
off premise? I don't know where she's requesting.
they
these
are,
this
they're,
way.
they're getting them to the conference center, and
Okay,
they're on Valley Road.
so
and,
I don't have any
Package.
problems with is she putting them in an intersection?
Doesn't say.
It doesn't say, but at least one of them will be at the Valley Road, Packard's Road
I was
intersection.
gonna say maybe,
And then I assume that there'll be one down here at Triple I Road, directing them up Valley Road.
Well, I'll
And
make a
then
motion,
two
I
opposite.
think we should tell her to read the
Yeah.
ordinance if we haven't had it, and
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with the 3 signs, they just need, I think, to be placed at intersections.
At the intersections and,
At intersections, that's it, of arterial roads, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's an arterial road? We
well, the
got into that
arterial
this goes,
roads are
They're
like
not
Valley-
driveways,
That's right.
Right, right.
Like Noon Peak
Right,
and
right.
Packard's Road, so,
right,
yeah,
so she needs to put them in its intersection.
okay,
Because if she needs a sign, she ought to just put it on the conference center property. If she
Correct.
needs a sign at the event, she
Right.
can put it on the conference center.
right, and then it doesn't,
It doesn't,
It's
it's
fine.
no problem.
okay.
All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the request of Audrey.
And do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Approved. All right, now we're moving on to Jim.
Hey.
Come on up.
Did you approve the bus signs also?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Wow, you're coming up to the table today, you're official.
All right, water and sewer projects.
Water and sewer projects. Bean Bender Road, the end of the week should be prepped for paving, if we can get it
Yeah.
paved. Friday, we will pave it Friday. If not, I do not have a fallback date as of this point, but I will have one by Friday. If we can't get it
Can
done.
you pave that in the rain? Or not?
No.
Okay.
Well, depending on temperature.
Yeah.
But, I would prefer not to. River Road, the project start for the low-pressure sewer system on River Road is tentatively set for the week of the 16th. And by the end of the week, I should have a firmer date, depending upon the contractor's progress on a project that he's on now.
And this is, who's Dana?
Dana.
Okay.
The contract that Dana will be receiving, and then
I just printed it today, I just got it.
The end date, in the contract is no later than December 15th.
Is he intending to block the road in any way, to your knowledge?
I don't believe that there will be a need to totally block any part of the road, except for the installation of the sewer manholes. It'll be, you won't have a full loop, but everybody should be able to,
It's not in front of, well, it's closest to Margaret's driveway,
Right.
so she might be the only person who's affected. As
So
far
there's
as
two
getting into their
entrances.
driveway.
right, there's
So-
two entrances, so they
So he's
should,
not intending to shut, first of all, to close the road off.
no,
No,
And we ought to make it clear that over the Thanksgiving weekend,
Right.
if he's not working,
Everything.
to make sure that there's
Passable.
access and egress on the road.
absolutely.
the nature of it would be, to not leave any open excavation. I mean, overnight would be
Yeah, we would
one
hate
thing,
to see that.
but we would not,
Thanksgiving,
Thanksgiving, we would
Yeah.
open
Yeah.
excavation.
Drive
Will all
in
be
pit.
passable.
Right.
No,
it disappeared.
How long is it gonna take you to do this? What has he said?
Well, in my discussions with him, and my personal opinion would be if if the weather is correct and everything goes well, it should be a 2-week process.
And he's going to be digging up road?
Yes.
At the installation points for the two manholes, we're cutting all the way across, we're cutting all the pavement out so that we do a strip instead of just around the
Do
manhole.
the residents and property owners on that road know this is coming other than Bill and I?
No, because the date that he just gave you, that was the first time I heard it.
Okay.
We are preparing a letter, it'll go out either tomorrow or Friday, and we will let everybody know the
Okay.
schedule.
So we're trying very hard to pin the contractor down
Right,
on
that's what
a
we're
start date, or at
Right.
least prepare for construction starting on this date.
And we'll tell them the 16th through the 15th. And we'll, like we just discussed, we won't completely block the road. you have to use one or the
You'll
other
need to
entrance.
cover in there too, whether you anticipate they're going to have to shut the sewer line down.
Yes, and we will
As
cover
well.
Yes,
I
and
assume at some point he's
They
gotta
will,
shut it
because
down.
they've gotta cut the line to put the manhole in and everything, but
Right.
yes.
Our intention would be to provide everybody that is hooked onto the system with storage capacity.
Right.
Pump the tank and, or
Right.
use their pumps and get it emptied.
So that is, the plan should not inconvenience anyone to a high degree.
Okay, sounds good.
So that's about all I have on water and sewer projects,
And
unless you have a question.
on Bean Bender, the Marks thing came in that two of the properties are not putting heat tape in.
They're not putting the wire, their
The wire.
plumber looked at it again, and it's gonna be too expensive. So they have decided to go with our heat tape and insulation that we just installed, and they will drip their water
Okay,
if they're
All right.
away, and they'll go with it. Joe, I met with Joe, and his sons. I guess one of his sons is gonna be pretty much living there over the winter, so there'll be constant use of
okay.
the water, so
Yeah, and,
they're okay with it.
and we're also waiting for, we know, we have to complete the electrical portion and get into the transformer vault that's there and install a meter. We are waiting for the co-op to finalize their little design. But we do have the meter location, and we do have the plan to run the conduit and where we have to go into that vault. So,
And we're paying that electric bill.
yes.
Yes. Yeah. The, anything else on Bean Bender?
Nope.
On well 4 and the water line, they are finalizing the plan now. The engineers are finalizing the plan. We're gonna give it to the Forest Service for their final review, and Rural Development for their comments. I have a meeting, as I put in the memo, I have a meeting scheduled with the Forest Service on November 24th in the morning. You guys are welcome to attend if you want. And we're gonna review the whole thing with the Forest Service and get their final okay. Once we have Rural Development and the Forest Service online, we will put it out to bid. And hopefully get a contractor on board before the end of the year. And then over the winter, there is some tree clearing and stuff at the well site itself. Get them in there, and get that done, over the winter, and then start construction as soon as they can in the spring.
I know in the, I realize it's a very low likelihood, but I gotta ask, in the CIP plan.
Yeah.
You had asked for some kind of truck to be able to get out and service wellhead number 4.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that rural development would buy the truck for us?
I wish.
We had thought of that.
We did.
Well,
We did think of
you
that.
say no, but have we asked?
I'll ask.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll
because
ask.
that's the worst I can say is no.
Okay, I will ask.
Yeah.
Maybe the snowmobile at the end.
Don't give up your hand so quickly.
Oh, no, we
Yeah.
won't, we will ask.
Great, so that's it with water and sewer projects.
Mhm.
Everything else is working as it should be.
All the meters are reading. We do have 2 meters that remain, not installed. We are in contact with one of the property owners, and we have scheduled them to get the installation done by their own plumber.
Yeah.
The other one is Cutter Wyman, and we don't get anything back from them. So once we get this last meter that we're in contact with the property owner, once we get that installed, at a meeting, we're gonna have to discuss what we're gonna do with the Wyman property.
Yeah.
So that will be
They're
the only
building
one.
up there, aren't they?
I'm sorry?
Is it the Wyman, I'm thinking, what am I thinking of?
No, the
Right?
red, this is
That's
the
Wyndham.
red house in the trees.
The
at
red
bottom
house
of
in the tree.
Cascade
We've
Ridge.
shut the water off, I thought.
Well, we haven't yet, but we will shut the water
There's
off.
nobody living in, is shutting the water off doing any damage?
No.
No. I think we should send them a letter.
I think we
telling
should
them
send
that
them a
we're gonna-
letter
we're
saying
gonna
that
shut the
we
water off.
understand why
Okay.
you may not wanna put the water meter in, but if you don't, we're gonna shut the water off. Yeah.
And the,
But we're not creating any.
No,
kind
we're
of-
not
right,
creating any hardship.
Right,
and the water could very well be shut off,
right.
because.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to shut the water off.
No, but I mean,
Right,
I
In the
would think,
house, it may be shut
yeah,
off. I
right,
mean, our service, we can definitely shut it off and.
definitely double check.
right.
Great, let's move on to recycling update, which we pretty much covered.
Yeah, well, I
Except-
think it was before Bill got here,
Okay.
wasn't it?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I got just pieces of it. You got the bins, the new dumpsters,
We have the new dumpsters.
and you're gonna try on the recycling out here during, at least in the off-peak period, you're gonna try to make a run every other week by holding and accumulating and
We're
seeing
gonna
if that'll
try,
work.
yes.
Did we done anything, is there any plans relative to the corrugated?
That,
That's what
we were
talking about.
discussing
The
that.
dumpsters are slip dumpsters, so you can't put anything in
Oh,
them that
okay.
isn't broken down.
Right,
And they are, it is flat cardboard only.
Right, and I've asked for more signage that says, please fold,
Yeah.
crush or fold.
Should we somehow think of a town-wide communication relative to that in order to
okay.
that effective such and such a date, we're now gonna go back to require that corrugated must be separated?
Well, well, I was telling Mike and Margaret.
It's gotta be
um,
flattened.
It's gotta
Broken
be
down.
flattened.
Yeah.
And Mike White, the operator of the
Yeah.
trash truck, says that out here, he feels that people are doing a good job of flattening cardboard. There are some boxes in
Okay.
there, he knows that. But for the most part, he says the cardboard is broken down out here.
It's broken down.
And the recycling in general is very good out here at Central. Because it's all residents, it's all people that wanna recycle, and they're doing a good job. Where we are having the problem is at the upper enclosure at Town Square. Virtually over 95% of the recycling that is occurring in that enclosure is cardboard.
Right,
And most of it is not broken down.
right. So just
Jug
fill it
Town
up
is
as-
not breaking down their cardboard.
Jugtown
That's,
is the-
in essence, what we're
is-
trying to get at.
Right.
So we only have, as far as I'm concerned, basically, that's the problem of who owns Town Square, right? We
That's
need to go
right.
back to the owner of Town Square, which is the mountain.
We have.
And Tim
Okay,
Smith
and tell
is
them you
working.
gotta flatten the corrugated,
That's
and
correct.
you need to deal with your people,
Yep,
Right.
exactly.
tenants, to make sure it happens.
That's right.
And just so the board knows, that we have met and discussed with Tim Smith regarding the conference center.
Yes.
And getting as much glass out of the waste stream there as possible, and, they're on board, they're all for it.
Okay. You got that article I sent you on
Yes.
recycling?
Yes.
The gist of the article is, the only thing that makes any money at all is aluminum and corrugated.
Yeah.
Down the road, the contract we have with the
Mhm.
folks up the road.
Yep.
Can we get out of that?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know why
I
not.
think it's a year-to-year contract. I'd have to go look at the document, but I'm pretty sure it's a year-to-year.
If it's yeah, because we haven't had to sign anything, and you guys, every
No.
year we have to sign, right?
Yeah.
Because if the only thing that actually makes any money is corrugated and aluminum, maybe we ought to just back off to collecting corrugated and aluminum. Which is what we used to do, right?
Right.
Right, except we were picking that up.
We're picking it up by hand and using
Yeah.
a pickup truck in a 30-yard roll-off.
No, I just, anyway, so let's see if we can get people to flatten the corrugated and minimize the number of trips, and we'll stay there. Okay.
Yeah, and I emailed you, updated the recycling numbers through the end of October.
Right,
Where, right now, we've, the total cost year-to-date to recycle is $1,272. The 2-month difference, the last time I gave you a report was August. Since then, we've spent $225, so September and October were right on the $125 a month that we have been spending. So it was 2 typical months.
Yeah.
We're currently at 17.5% roughly recycled year to date.
All right.
All right, let's move on to the exciting and always fulfilling topic of trash truck repairs.
I have an appointment tomorrow at 10 o'clock in Bridgewater. The truck will be going down there so that I will be able to get a estimate as to the, not just the cosmetics, but some of the rust problems on the truck. And we will be able to tell you what that is. We have not a wish list, but a kind of a need list that is for different parts that should be replaced on the truck at this point in time, and that is between $4,000 and $5,000.
That's what I showed you the last meeting.
I would like to add 10 things to that, if I could, and that would be 10 new,
Tires.
not tires, but rims.
Oh,
Really? Why, how do the rims get damaged over time?
Well, not
Are they just
damaged, but
rusting?
it's, the truck's nearly 10 years old, and,
Okay.
and, you know, they're
All right.
getting a little tired.
Yeah,
And if I can't have them refurbished so that we can put new tires on them, then if I can have them refurbished, I'll have them refurbished. If not, they're not that expensive. They're like $150 a rim or something
well,
like
that's
that.
not, yeah.
It's not too awfully bad, but if we can just get a few pieces and parts and get to replace and get the truck repainted and get rid of some of the rust, we can, as long as the engine and transmission holds up, everything should be good.
Okay,
and the Mac guy said that
The Mac
it's
guy-
in good shape.
Hydraulics, we did some work on those last year, wasn't it?
Yes, and part of the replacement items, two of the more expensive ones are two pistons out of the 6, so.
But that's in the 5,000, the 4,000 to
Yes.
5,000 list.
Yeah, and a lot of the work, we can do in-house.
Now, let me throw something else out here that just came to me. Have we made any plans to get the rec bus assessed?
It is,
Yeah, I'm gonna make an appointment for the rec bus as well.
Okay.
okay.
Anything?
and I had told you I'd get the mileage, it's got 45,100 miles on it.
On the rec bus.
All right,
And that's 10 years old
10
too?
years.
10 years.
And I think we can go a long way, so we started housing the rec bus inside last year, when it was not being used. And
That
I would
helps.
like,
In the winter, right.
in the winter time, and I would like to do that again.
Yeah, sure. Oh, absolutely.
So we can, every time, if it gets used in the winter, then we can put it inside and we can wash it down and let it dry out.
Right.
And,
right, should be good. What we can do to prolong this stuff and keep it safe.
Yeah,
Anything else from anybody for Jim?
Well, I have one other thing that Jim approached me with this morning. We have an attachment to the old Lamborghini, the old sidewalk
It's
tractor.
3 years old. How
No,
can
no,
we-
no.
No, the old one.
The previous one to the Lamborghini.
Okay,
Okay, the
oh, we still
Maserati.
have it,
No,
No, we do not.
okay,
And but we have this mower deck. It's a 72-inch, very large mower deck
right,
that it does not fit the hydraulics of the new machine.
and it's not something that.
And
we
it's
need.
not something that we use ever.
right.
We've been offered $1,000 for it, and I would like, if the board is okay with that, if you want me to put it out to a formal bid and take sealed bids and everything, that's fine. But Johnston Construction has offered us $1,000 for it.
What would it cost, just,
We
what would it
spent-
cost to buy one of
Yeah,
those
that's my
things?
question.
10, 20,000?
No.
I believe about 7 or 8 years ago, we spent $1,500 to buy
Wow,
it.
I take the money
Take
and
a
run.
1,000.
yeah. no warranties implied.
There were
or
no
expressed.
warranties
Right.
implied,
As
as is where it is.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll make a motion to authorize, Mark to sell the lower deck,
I'll second it.
$4,000.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved.
Okay.
All right, we'll move on to, is there a privilege to the floor at number 2? You see people, Ellie, you wanna say anything?
So, well, I'm just here
Okay.
from a school project, so I'm taking notes.
All right.
Okay. Thank you for being here, and so we'll move to correspondence. We have the Windsor Hill.
I gave you, did I tell you that last time, at the last meeting?
I've seen it before.
Okay, you've seen it before, we
It's
talked
very
about
nice
it.
of them to say.
But Windsor Hill, I just
I
wanna,
did
while
see
we're
the
on
letter.
record, I just wanted to thank Jim
Jim.
for,
Right.
Who's not paying attention, he's going,
for
huh?
thanking you for your work at Windsor Hill. We got a
Right.
letter from the condo association, and they're very pleased with what we did for the water line replacement and how that all worked out with their project. So, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. And, any other correspondence?
I just have, we have, the NHMA conference that's coming up,
Could you
the
refresh me on what that
17th
means?
New Hampshire Municipal Association. So there are classes there, we've been receiving emails, and there are different classes. Sometimes selectmen go. If you would like me to forward you the class list,
Where is the conference?
it's held in Manchester at the center of New Hampshire. And they have a lot of vendors there with everything from
Mower decks?
mower decks to software, to computer software, to water meters, to everything. So, if you are interested in going, I don't think any selectmen have gone since I've been here, but, you guys are, selectmen do go and participate.
What's the date?
The 17th and 18th, Thursday and Friday
17th and 18th of
of
November.
November.
Yeah, I'd like to
No,
see
that's not,
what's
that's
available
not a
around.
Thursday and Friday, that's a
What's-
Tuesday and Wednesday, the 17th.
That's Tuesday, Wednesday.
No, it's that Thursday and Friday of that week.
19th,
That's the
20th,
19th and
18th,
20th,
19th.
18th and 19th,
19th and 20th.
19th, 20th, Thursday,
Nineteen.
Friday.
19th and 20th,
Thursday, Friday.
Thursday, Friday.
Oh, okay.
So I will send you that information if you guys wanna go with us.
Might be interesting.
That's great.
To see what other people are doing.
Absolutely, just go and talk to them.
Lots of free pens.
And lots of free
Yeah, you
pens,
know,
bring a
they
Boodle
do,
bag.
they give
and-
away silly stuff.
Yeah, they do,
Yeah.
so, in fact, that's how we staff our pens out front at the counter, is bring all the stick pens back. So I will get you that email.
Okay,
All right.
based on this, I think we're time. Is there anything in non-public?
No, unless we got one, I can update you on our personnel our ongoing
Sure.
personnel matter.
Do we need to go to non-public for that?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should.
Okay,
We should.
great. Well, thank you all for coming. We're gonna go into
Bye.
non-public now.
Thank you,
at
Ellie.